Good morning, afternoon, evening, friends and family, loved ones. This is your friend Kelly. And sorry, I should have done that before doing. We have this one's mine. No, actually, this one's Brian's. I did the lanyard for mine last week, and Brian asked me if I'd done this one yet, and I was like, no, I have not. So it's the new Jack Wolf, their budget brand Gateway series that's in 14C28N, and this is the blue saw cut bone. And yes, as usual, I'm going on about my camera and how it's showing the details and stuff. You can actually see the milling line where the saw cut is and stuff. This is awesome. But Brian wanted me to, of course, do a lanyard on it. I do lots of lanyards on, especially on fixed blades. But he chose this paracord. And if you guys don't know, I have a few different colors and few different designs of paracord. Just saying. And he also picked this bead to go on it. Anyway, it's one of those things that I do on the small fixed blades. Is you'll see more often than not. That's the ones that get lanyards. And I like the fact, I don't know if you noticed that when I did this, they actually did the lanyard down there at the bottom, the lanyard hole down at the bottom of the knife. That actually works out pretty slick. I like that. Because then it can move just that little bit, and that's all you need. But it's one of those things that more choosing. Brian's like looking at different ones, and sometimes he'll get out one of our lights. I have two of them back here, and I always end up setting them somewhere else. They're actually over where I take my pictures of stuff. That when I actually set up to take pictures and don't do a quick snap with my phone. But I got glow beads that. Where did I put it? I took it out to the living room that I made for a friend of mine who likes Grogu. Do one more for his. And I put a Grogu bead on a keychain. Like I said, it's for a friend of ours. It's actually Jason at NFL EDC, which I have his stuff linked down below. And he has some good knives and some awesome prices and stuff there. If you use my link and use Kelly as a discount, you do get 10% off. Just to let you know that. And it is my one and only affiliate link. So check it out. I mean, he's literally, for where we live, it's 10 miles away. That's a neighbor because I live out in the boonies. But I've known him, we've known him for over 10 years now, I'd say. So like I said, he is actually a friend. And he's an awesome guy and a sweetheart on top of that. So show him some love. I'd greatly appreciate it. He'd greatly appreciate it. And like I said, use my code and save yourself some money on top of it. He has sales and deals going on at any given time. So check out what he has. Just don't take the Chavez. The Chavez with the purple hardware, when we do our vacation, that's one that I want to get. So I'm hoping it's still there when we come back from vacation. But it's whatever. If it gets sold, it gets sold. Then I won't get it. Simple as that. Anyway, there is what else is on there? Let's see. I think he sold the one atom that he had, TRM atom, but I do believe he had another version of it on there. And actually some cool different things. He has beads. If you do beads, patches also that they sell. Sometimes he'll do, if he can get them in, do different things like that separate, I forget what they're called, for keys, so that way if you have like one key that you want to be able to pull off the keychain quickly and easily. I do that with my keys. I have my actual, it's not really a fob, it sort of is, but it's one of those that you actually got to plug into my truck. And I have just that portion separate from my keys, where I can just pop it off and leave my keys in my pocket and just put that in there. Plus, having it way down on your ignition's not a good thing if you have a lot of keys. So that's something that I do also. Try to make sure that I don't cause issues on that, because I do have not a ton of keys, but a lot of keys. Plus, I usually have, like, it's not this particular light, not the i3 Teos, but it's the one that's the magnetic light that has like a USB charger that you can pull off and charge. I have that on there where you can pop off the end, and it's actually for a little light, and I think they're on average like $15-ish, give or take. Those things work pretty darn good, just to let you know. But if you haven't checked them out, you may want to check them out. They have them, of course, at the Olight store. They have them on Amazon. I'm sure there's available at different knife places that carry Olight. And let's see here. Sitting here talking and losing track of where I'm at on my tightening on this knot. There we go. And I'll probably do one more trip around to tighten it up a little bit more. But that will be, and where his pinky will probably come more right here where he likes it. So that should be good. But there we go. So you can see it with it on there. And like I said, I'll tighten this up a little bit more, snug it up a little bit, and then do the cut and do the danglies that I like to do. But another quick little lanyard and choice of what it is, since we like to do different paracords on different things. I mean, you figure my red and black for my Piranha is what I did for that one. But as I said, I always have that around my neck. And I used the 425 paracord. They don't give as much of a selection on the 425. So I just did straight up red and black for that. And these are just knots that I tied on that I can adjust the length where it's at. It's just literally wrapped around loose with the cord. And then I just cut it down just to, depending on where I want to put them at and how, if I want it to just look. It's not adjusting anything or anything like that. It's just literally an aesthetic deal. But that's, and breakaways. If you do neck knives, make sure you do a breakaway. So that way somebody can't choke you with your cord. Do the smart thing. Or you don't accidentally choke, God forbid, you accidentally choke yourself. You get caught on something, and yeah, you don't do that. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Many hugs, many kisses, much love. Your friend Kelly. Bye-bye.